New Vectra, exciting on the outside, clever on the inside. A great slogan, but it takes more than a great slogan to sell cars in today's super competitive environment. Long after the release hype has worn off and the heavy burst of initial advertising is just a distant rumble, it will be you, the face-to-face troops, that will bear the day-to-day responsibility of convincing customers that with Vectra, this is more than just a slogan. That with Vectra, it's a value for money fact. And, might I suggest, this should be the cause for some rejoicing on your part, because if that was not the case, then Holden wouldn't need salespeople. In today's market, it is not the cheapest price that guarantees long-term success. After all, that dubious honour can only go to one vehicle at a time, and it's only a matter of time until someone else takes the title. The formula for long-term success is a competitive price, a genuine value package, and a professional, knowledgeable and skilled sales consultant with the ability to convince their customer that a particular vehicle offers the best possible value regardless of price. The key to achieving this is through product knowledge and product presentation. There is no other step in the road to a sale that allows us to build value into the vehicle. As is stated in the Vectra brochure, this car offers standard features usually only associated with cars like Mercedes-Benz and BMW, and Vectra truly can compete with that class of car. We just happen to have around a $20,000 plus price advantage. The real world will dictate, however, that Vectra will normally be up against the current volume-selling four-cylinder cars such as Camry, Magna, Mondeo, Liberty and Sonata. In this area, we still maintain a considerable list price advantage over all bar Sonata. In all cases, the feature, quality, safety and drivability differences heavily favour Vectra. Keep one thing in mind, however, while price difference varies, Vectra's outstanding value package does not alter. So, let's do the usual thing and utilise the 6-position presentation to clearly identify the quality, sophistication, features and remarkable value built into this car. I will start by doing a full presentation on the GL sedan and utilise the CD hatch to identify the additional features built into our more upmarket model. From the front of the car, at position 1, we acknowledge that the Vectra designers achieved a coefficient of drag rating of just 0.28. A low CD number translates into excellent high-speed road holding and improved fuel efficiency. Features that are certainly evident on Vectra. The sort of attention to detail that helps create this rating include a one-piece aerodynamically designed front bumper incorporating the air intake and a rubber deflector strip. This rubber strip aids the aerodynamics of the vehicle but minimises the risk of body damage on high gutters. The aerodynamics underneath the car has also received considerable attention and even the smallest detail has been addressed. For example, most cars feature a permanent tow hook at the front of the vehicle, but not Vectra. However, it does have a tow hook in the boot. Strange place for a tow hook. Well, there's a small panel in the front bumper that pops out and allows the tow hook to be temporarily inserted on the odd occasion when it's needed, but normally has no detrimental effect on the car's aerodynamics. In fact, the aerodynamic development of Vectra took 2 years and utilised the specific test aspects of no less than 4 wind tunnel facilities in Germany, Italy, the Netherlands and Switzerland. This attention to detail is typical of all Vectra's design. In fact, it's typical probably of most quality European cars sold in Australia. But, as previously stated, many of them have starting prices around $20,000 more than Vectra. From a styling point of view, Vectra is truly exciting on the outside. Some subtle details help to create a style characterised by flowing lines and a high level of individuality. The lines established by the shape of the grille flow across the bonnet and terminate in the stylish integrated side mirrors. The line created by the top of the grille then continues horizontally through similarly styled headlights and clear indicators right around to the rear tail lights. This detail allows for a classic teardrop shape with a high tapering tail, achieving the previously mentioned 0.28 CD rating in a roomy passenger sedan. When you think about it, Vectra is pretty clever on the outside too. While we're at the front, it's worth mentioning that the headlights feature a level adjust that can be operated from the driver's seat through 4 distinct positions to suit the load in the car. This ensures maximum headlight efficiency regardless of vehicle load. As would be expected, the windscreen is laminated, tinted and band tinted and features a side rain gutter to carry water over the roof. The wipers are a semi-flush aerodynamic design. These wipers feature road speed sensitivity and will automatically vary the number of wipes per minute subject to road speed when set on intermittent. They also offer a manual choice of fast or slow speeds. The onboard electronics also synchronise the front and rear wipers on the hatch model. From a safety point of view, both dynamic and passive, Vectra sets several new benchmarks. Now, I know safety is not a critical issue to many purchasers, and some customers would still select air conditioning ahead of airbags or alloy wheels ahead of ABS brakes. But the reason they feel that way is because they see value in the air and wheels and not in airbags and ABS. Well, like it or not, it's part of our job to build that value. I can promise you this. If you can convince a prospect of the importance of vehicle safety, then you will dramatically increase your chances of selling them a Vectra or an Astra or a Barina. You will certainly take a bunch of opposition cars off their shopping list. So, on that note, let's expand on Vectra's safety features. In a frontal impact situation, the force is systematically absorbed through no less than 3 distinct load paths to lessen the impact on the occupants and reduce injury risk. This body strength detail also includes special reinforcement in the B pillars, a reinforced roof frame, an additional cross member between the A pillars. The doors are also reinforced with steel beams and feature additional protective padding. The Vectra comes standard with a 4-cylinder, 2-litre, twin-cam, 16-valve, sequential, multi-point, fuel-injected Ecotec motor with a state-of-the-art Simtec engine management system. This motor produces 100 kilowatts of power and 185 newton metres of torque. It's worth noting that these are substantially better power and torque figures than either a BMW 318i or a Mercedes C180. And yet, Vectra produces these figures while still returning a best-in-class fuel economy figure of just 8 litres per 100 manual or 9.5 auto city cycle and a remarkable 5.4 litres a 100 highway cycle on manual or auto. That's over 52 miles per gallon in the old language. A language, by the way, that many typical prospects for Vectra will still understand. To further enhance this fuel economy, the auto transmission, available as an option on GL, offers a feature called neutral idle, which automatically shifts the transmission to neutral when the car is at a standstill and then shifts itself back to drive when the foot brake is released. This feature has the potential to reduce city fuel usage by up to 3%. Vectra comes with a full 3-year warranty, 3-year 24-hour roadside service, a free 1500k service, and then servicing intervals of 15,000 kilometres. Okay, round the corner now to position 2. Like its competitors, Vectra offers vented front disc brakes. But unlike most of its competitors, it supports these with a state-of-the-art 4-channel anti-lock braking system. These ABS brakes provide the potential for shorter stopping distances, but more importantly, allow for steering control in panic situations, particularly on wet, slippery roads. Vectra then goes one step further. It utilises those same sensors to provide electronic traction control. If the sensors tell the onboard electronics that the drive wheels are rotating faster than the non-drive wheels, that is, they are spinning, then it will automatically reduce engine power to a level that allows traction to be regained, regardless of the accelerator pedal position. It can even apply the brakes to just one wheel if the road conditions are causing just that wheel to lose traction. This system can be manually turned off when driving, for example, with snow chains fitted. Please be aware that when you push the TC button on the dash and the TC light comes on, then the system is off. When the light is off, the system is on. As a further dynamic safety feature, Vectra offers an advanced front suspension design to improve swerve and recover control, a critical safety feature when a driver is forced to take sudden and violent evasive action and still maintain control. The exterior mirrors are obviously a major style statement and are body-coloured, electrically operated, heated, and the passenger side mirror is convex to help eliminate the blind spot. The heated mirrors activate when the rear window demister is turned on and turn off automatically after 15 minutes. As with all our Opal Source product, the doors are an impressive one-piece construction stamped with a single interior and exterior skin and then seam welded. This aids the solid feel of the vehicle, it minimises the possibility of rattles and squeaks later in life and provides additional strength in a rollover situation. Vectra is in fact roll tested at 50 kilometres an hour. These doors then feature anti-burst door locks and are designed to overlap the rear doors in a severe frontal impact, thus increasing the probability of easy access to injured occupants. For additional safety, Vectra has anti-submarining front seats. These are designed to minimise the risk of driver or passenger sliding out from under the seatbelt in a frontal collision. The height adjustable seatbelts with guides concealed in the B-pillar offer both safety and style. A full-size 120 litre passenger side airbag is available as an option on GL. The doors feature a substantial door pull and comfortable armrests recessed into the door for additional front seat space and comfort. There are separate side window demister vents and both a lidded glove box and an open, easily accessed storage compartment in the dash. Good size, full-length door bins and a passenger vanity mirror round out the convenience features. At position 3, we note that Vectra's rear suspension features a newly developed multi-link independent rear suspension. Like the front suspension, this utilises gas-filled shock absorbers and is mounted on a subframe that is decoupled from the body to minimise the intrusion of engine, transmission and road noise. The rear brakes on Vectra are solid disc brakes. As we open the rear door, we note another of those attention to detail safety features, and that is child-proof locks that are activated using the tip of the ignition key. If kids are smart enough to pull a door handle, they're also smart enough to trip a child-proof lock as they enter the car. This feature prevents this. The height adjustable rear seat belts are also a critical safety feature with children in the rear, as there is none of the compromise associated with putting children in fixed belts primarily designed for adults. The head and leg room is excellent and will easily accommodate an above average height passenger in both comfort and safety. This head height is further aided by the extremely comfortable recessed seat base. The rear comfort or convenience features include sound system speakers in the rear doors, large rear door pockets, a combined door pull armrest and recessed doors to provide additional knee room. Heater ducts for the rear seat passengers are located under the front seats. As in the front, the folding grab handles are out of the way when not in use. The rear centre armrest has a separate lockable flap to allow boot access even with two people in the rear. The rear seat backs can be lowered in a 40%, 60% or 100% mode, and the rear seat base lifts accordingly to create an almost flat floor load area right through to the back of the front seats. This can potentially create a load space of 1,240 litres, equivalent to many small station wagons, and this is on the sedan. The rear seat locks have been developed and crash tested to minimise the risk of heavy items in the boot punching through in an accident situation, and can be locked from inside the boot to aid security and to prevent children playing with them. By the time we reach the rear of the vehicle at position 4, you may have noticed there is no sign of a radio aerial. That's because it has been incorporated into the rear screen, the ultimate in vandal proofing. The rear screen heater is, as mentioned previously, on a timer that will automatically turn off after 15 minutes. The push button release boot lid is automatically locked when the car is locked, but otherwise can be left in the locked or unlocked position for convenience or security at the choice of the driver. The boot lid lifts well out of the way to avoid headbutting, but is easily lowered by shorter users with this convenient pull strap. With the rear seat in the normal position, the boot still offers 500 litres of easily accessed, absolutely flat floor load space and features two tie-down hooks for load security. The boot lip is solid and flat to aid the loading of heavy or awkward items. The full-size spare wheel is mounted flat under the floor in a specially designed welded-in wheel well. If the force of a rear impact is great enough that there's a risk that the spare wheel may be forced into the cabin area, then the wheel well will shear off and drop away from the car. Again, a remarkable example of the safety detail that has gone into the development of this car. Again, with an eye to safety and vehicle load balance, the 60 litre fuel tank is located forward of the rear axle. Finally, at the rear, we note the substantial high mount stoplight and the clear stop, turn and reversing light cluster. This assembly also incorporates rear fog lights, which reduce the risk of rear impact in heavy rain or fog situations. Around the corner at position 5, we note the 195/65 tyres on 15-inch wheels. Apart from just 10mm in width, these are equivalent to those on Commodore. This size wheel aids ride and handling and reduces tyre wear versus the more common 14-inch wheels on most of Vectra's competitors. The petrol filler is on the driver's side of the car, and contained within the cover is a clever tyre valve extension for the easy removal of tyre valve caps. As with the boot, the fuel cover is automatically locked when the car is locked, but for convenience does not require unlocking or releasing when filling with petrol. Simply, it's open when you want it open, and it's locked when you want it locked. The sixth window aids the overall design appeal of the vehicle and provides excellent rear vision and openness for the backseat passengers. The Vectra also comes equipped with a state-of-the-art security system that is operated with a simple-to-use radio frequency rolling code remote control. One push locks all the doors, the boot and the petrol filler. Another push within 10 seconds deadlocks the car so that it cannot be opened from the inside. So even if a window is smashed, the car doors still cannot be opened. If the rear seat back locks are activated, then the boot is also secure. When the car is locked, the cylinder key automatically assumes a free wheel mode and simply rotates if someone tries to force the lock. To minimise the risk of locking yourself out of the car, the remote won't operate if the key is in the ignition. As a final theft deterrent, Vectra also features a sophisticated engine disable system. The system is automatically activated when the ignition key is removed. When the key is reinserted, an electronic field around the ignition lock reads a microchip in the key, and simply, if it's the wrong key, the car won't start. And so, into the driver's seat at position 6. And we have a lot to talk about here, so hang in there, troops. The first feature we note here is the simple pump seat height adjuster. This function also moves the seat close to the wheel on the upward movement and further away on the downward. The adjustment bar across the front seat is needed for major fore-aft movement only. All this allows for easy and rapid seat adjustment, an important feature in multiple driver cars. The steering wheel can then be tilt adjusted for even greater comfort and control. We note that the Vectra GL comes standard with a full-size 60-litre driver's airbag, monitored and, if necessary, activated by a single-point microprocessor. The bag is inflated using a state-of-the-art hybrid airbag system, which combines pyrotechnics and pressurised gas. This greatly reduces the explosive force required to inflate the bag. Not so obvious, but equally important from a safety point of view, are the pyrotechnic seatbelt pretensioners that are activated, if necessary, by the same microprocessor. When activated in a crash, these instantly remove seatbelt slack and reduce the risk of head contact with steering wheel or dash. These activate at a speed above that at which conventional seatbelts may not eliminate head contact, but below that at which the airbag is needed. Thus, airbag deployment is moved into the category of after an extremely serious accident only. To fully enhance these features, both lap belt anchor points are located on the actual seat, so that seatbelt positioning is always optimised regardless of fore or aft seat travel. Also, the top anchor point is height adjustable for maximum comfort and safety. Couple all this with the previously mentioned anti-submarining seats and you would think the engineers had taken Vectra safety about as far as they could, but not so. Resulting in a world patent application, Vectra has a new pedal box design that decouples in a frontal impact, thus reducing the risk of lower limb injury. While many passive safety features tend to fit into the category of "I hope we never use them," all customers surely deserve this calibre of safety appointments. What customers do want to use on a regular basis is the balance of the considerable comfort and convenience features that Vectra also offers. These include a sound system that plays through 6 speakers and offers an eye-level display panel that is independent of the unit itself. This display panel further supports the pin coding of the radio as a theft deterrent, since the radio has no visual readout if removed from the car. If all that isn't enough, if the car must be left in a particularly vulnerable situation, then the owner can physically remove the front audio panel, further reducing the theft value. The display panel also identifies the date, time and outside temperature. If temperatures drop to 3 degrees, then icy road conditions are a real possibility and a warning is flashed accordingly. The volume control is automatically speed dependent in that the volume will increase as the vehicle speed increases. The radio stays on when the ignition is turned off, but turns off automatically on removal of the key. The dash has a quality look, quality feel, textured finish. The dash layout is clear and logical, with all controls falling comfortably to hand. The gauges provide details like litres on the fuel gauge rather than just empty full, and the engine temperature identifies actual degrees. A tachometer is standard. Vectra even offers side at a time parking lights. Sometimes a particular situation may require leaving lights on for vehicle safety. By activating the indicator stalk for either left or right side and then exiting the vehicle, just that one side will remain lit, not flashing, and battery drain is reduced accordingly. Like all good European cars, the indicator stalk is of course on the left-hand side. For convenience, there are two neatly concealed but easily accessed soft touch pop-out drink holders and a similar soft touch ashtray. The optional 4-speed auto transmission features a sports and economy mode to cater for driver preferences, and also has a winter or snow mode activated by the snowflake button. This mode locks the transmission into third gear and holds it there up to 80 kilometres an hour. This allows for very gentle acceleration on slippery roads and prevents the wheel spin that can result from unexpected gear changes. Unlike the ETC system, the winter mode must be manually selected where obvious road conditions indicate its need. The ETC will cut in automatically when conditions can be unexpected. Clearly, therefore, while these two systems provide a similar end result, that being enhanced vehicle traction, each addresses a distinct set of road conditions. The 5-speed manual transmission features a superb close ratio box ideally suited to Australia's often stop, start, accelerate conditions, with only the 5th gear being an overdrive. Well, there you have it. Not just a great car, but a car that represents outstanding value for money, superb drivability, and state-of-the-art dynamic and passive safety systems. So now let's have a quick look at the only 6-cylinder available in the range, the CD Auto Hatch. This car offers all the outstanding features just covered on the GL, but comes standard with the 2.5 litre V6 quad-cam 24-valve sequential multi-point fuel injected Ecotec motor with a Motronic engine management system. This motor produces 125 kilowatts of power and a hefty 230 newton metres of torque at just 3,200 revs per minute. The CD hatch is only available with automatic transmission. The CD sedan comes in a 4-cylinder version only, manual or auto, but otherwise has all the following features in common with the hatch. These include, at position 1, front fog lamps, and CD also picks up a dual tone horn. At position 2, we have standard alloy wheels. The tyres on the CD hatch are wider with a lower profile, 205/60s on 15-inch wheels. A passenger airbag is standard, as are illuminated vanity mirrors for both driver and passenger. The CD has factory-fit air conditioning with pollen filter and includes an air vent to the glove box. Door courtesy lights are also part of the CD package. At position 3, there are 3 rear head restraints and a centre lap sash belt in the rear seat versus lap only in the GL. Rear reading lamps are also standard. At position 4, we note the more conventional radio aerial on the CD, but as with other Opel product, this is both flexible and removable to minimise the risk of vandalism. The hatch also has a rear wiper washer. The dual exhaust outlet is exclusive to the V6 motor. At position 5, we note that body-coloured door handles are standard on the CD. At position 6, we pick up a host of additional comfort convenience features in keeping with the upmarket positioning of the car. Electric windows are standard and offer some interesting safety and convenience features that I'll cover in just a moment. Inside the car, features include a multi-function display which includes trip computer readouts, an engine, brake pad and exterior lamp check control system. Cruise control is standard, along with front seat lumbar adjust, front centre armrest, front spot lamps and a leather steering wheel. The CD even comes complete with a pre-wired integrated harness for a mobile phone. The sedan is equipped with a separate roof antenna, while the hatch has the phone antenna integrated into the existing roof aerial. The radio mutes automatically when the phone is being used. Now, back to those electric windows. All 4 windows feature express up and down with automatic safety reverse, so that if little Johnny sticks his hand out the window to wave goodbye as the window is closing, it will stop and reverse. If you get out of the car and you find you've left the window down, the windows can be closed from outside the car. This is simply done by holding the key in the closed position until all the windows are wound up. Boy, there's been a lot of information here. It would have to be worth reviewing this tape from time to time. The Vectra range is arguably the most technologically advanced range of vehicles we have ever offered through a Holden dealership. Customers deserve a full and informed presentation on these cars, so practice this, but then just use what is appropriate to a particular customer, subject to their dominant buying motive. Otherwise, you'll bore them to death. If you don't do a professional presentation, it not only disadvantages you, it disadvantages the customer. Slow your customer down. Talk value, features and benefits, not price, and, as always, have fun selling.
Everyone's a winner, baby, that's no lie. That's no lie. You never fail to satisfy.